Guys, so this is what I came up with, okay? Let me move that chair so you guys can see everything, okay? So the first thing I came up with, let me move this camera, sorry. There are a lot of things I came up with. So the first one I came up with, get this, okay, is I came up with this. The first scene is, so I have a character, okay, named Stephen Coma. I named him after Matthew Coma. So don't be surprised. Okay, everyone has this kind of feeling. And he is dating, in the movie, a girl named Lila Anderson, which I made up also. Not real. Get that? They're basically a romantic couple. Hope you guys knew that. They make love during class, which is an awful idea. Remember, it's just a movie. Don't be upset about that. She ends up, after school, they end up going home and making out and making love with each other, okay? And then Sophie, who is also a character, finds out they're in love. And then plot, okay, that's the thing that we all see right there, is the plot. The plot is basically, what's gonna happen, okay? What's gonna happen in the middle of the storyline. So far, what's happening now is Lila finds out now, and then she tries to kill Steven, okay? And he ends up surviving, but he does get hurt, okay? Just think about that. So Steven does survive. He knocks her out with a punch to the face, which would hurt on all accounts, okay? It is not real. I just made this up, okay? The rest of the plot is that the cops try to arrest her, which they do. And the ending is Lila goes to jail and Steven marries Sophie and have 6 children. Okay? Now in Act 2 is a different story. Okay? So there are officially 9 acts. Okay? Originally there were 6 and 5. Now there are 9. Okay? So in Act 2, after the love between Steven and Sophie, he stays home and keeps an eye on the children, okay? That's the first thing that he does. When Sophie gets home, he does the exact same thing every day. And then in the plot right here, sorry if that fella was not smart about that. In the plot, Lila escapes jail and Sophie finds out on the news one night while Steven is home. So this was my original idea for the movie, because I was trying to plan something to make a new film, because I haven't filmed a movie in a while. This was my idea, and so I wanted to have like a little bit of a plot twist to it. So that's one of them. The bottom plot is Steven knows she's back and kills her. So that is actually in the script. I wrote it that way to make, the viewer satisfied. It's a really good way to show the storyline, how good it is. Okay. Also, these events are not real. Just remember that. They're not real. I'm just demonstrating my ideas to you so you understand what the movie is. So Sophie comes home and Lila is dead. Originally, my idea was that they were both home, okay, in the script, but that's not part of it. So going to work is not part of it, okay? I made that up because I wanted it to have a different point of view, but they're home, so then they know that Lila's out of jail, okay? Obviously, Steven looks at Sophie. He takes care of the children, obviously, and puts them to sleep. Okay. Moving into Act 3, we have a different storyline. So I haven't gotten to Act 9 or 6 yet. Okay, because there's a lot going on right now. So in Act 3, which is called The Truth, a funeral is held for Lila, who is, the ex-girlfriend of Steven. So Steven and Sophie aren't there, which is good because if they were there, then they would have gotten massive backlash against her. And that is not what we need. So this side, which is other part of the storyline, okay, get this. Sophie and Steven deal with backlash from Lila's family, but Steven tells them everything. So basically the truth, okay? The truth. Because if not, then they would both get in trouble and then they would have the worst day of their lives. So that was my way of solving the problem. Lila's parents find out Steven is right about Lila and how she plotted to kill him and hurt him. And now they know. So this is a good thing because the next act will have a different story or different part of the story. The bottom part is so Sophie and Steven take care of the children, blah blah blah, put them to sleep. The bottom part here is they then go back to work the following day to earn money because they have to support their family. If not, then they would have been broke. After work, the two of them go home and sleep. That was my idea. Okay, just don't worry about what I wrote. Act 4 is a lot different. Okay, this one is where the huge plot twist comes ahead. Okay, I'm not spoiling it. I'm just reviewing it. Okay, just so you guys have a different point of view. So story here, Act 4. I call this detention center because, you know, blah, blah. I know I put end of time. That just means done with life, whatever. So Sophie and Steven kiss for the second time after they got married in 1956, which is fake. Okay, just remember that. I made up that year so people would realize that it's not true. Story on this side. Okay, remember this side, right? Sorry, if I bring the camera, you guys can see it. But just remember that this next part of the storyline is they check on the kids and they were crying, so they got fed, changed, and put to sleep. Okay, just remember that. So their kids are, I think, one of them was born in 1956 in the movie. Okay, and then 3 of them born in 1957 and 2 born in 1957 and 2 born in 58 and 159. Okay, so the cops then realized that Steven and Anne had killed Lila, and they pressed charges against both of them, 2 of them. Okay. The bottom part is Sophie and Steven go to a detention center, which is obviously part of the story, so that's not true at all. It doesn't go well, and Lila's family looks after the kids, which is good because we need that. If not, then they would have went to a orphanage, which isn't good either. Okay, the ending of this would be the ending is after 5 years they come back home and people yell at them. It's not good. Okay, just remember that. All right. And for the 5th act, which is actually the final one, but there's not it's actually not the final one. So this is before Act 9. Okay, I haven't gotten to Act 9 yet. I'll be going on to Act 6 soon. Okay, so just remember that. When I get Act 6 through 9 done, I'll probably do another review about this. Okay. So the last one is the final kiss story. So after this, Sophie and Steven kiss one last time, and that is the end. Okay. Steven and Sophie don't look good. So the plot twist behind that is that Sophie and Steven get divorced, and after that, the cops came and had killed him. Okay? Now this is because after a long time of just getting in trouble and just losing out on so much of his family, the cops decide to kill him. Okay? And this was when he turned 33. Okay, this is the day he turned 33. Okay, so Sophie cries and takes care of the children and has legal control over them. Okay, think of that. A funeral is held for Steven after he died, short of his 33rd birthday. After 10 years, Sophie learns she loved him as a husband and as her boyfriend, because you have to become a boyfriend before you can get married. That's how it works, okay? And that is all, okay? Make sure to be tuned for more. I will be making a part 2 about the review sometime this week, okay? I'll make it December, I'll film everything, okay, December 17th, and then I'll release it on December 18th, okay? So stay tuned, okay? Make sure to like and subscribe to this video for more, and see you guys later.